So this is kind of late. At the time this is being recorded, I saw Dr. Sleep 6 days ago, and I'm just now getting around to making this video. Mostly because I watched the Lady and the Tramp remake a few days after I saw this, so I'm including that in this video. And I've not really been motivated to make videos that much lately because of the whole COPPA thing. But I don't really want to talk about COPPA in this video, I just want to talk about the movies I watched. So I saw Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining, based off the novel of the same name, and the fourth Stephen King adaptation this year. I like Dr. Sleep. I don't love it as much as I did It Chapter 2, but it's way better than Pet Sematary and In the Tall Grass. As you all know, Stephen King hated Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, but he liked this movie, which kept Kubrick's movie as canon. Stephen King also made his own miniseries. I haven't seen it, but...
Hey there, Doc. Been looking for you.
yeah, it doesn't look that good. I've heard this movie incorporates elements from the Shining novel. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know what they added. And I haven't read Dr. Sleep either. And since I've not read Dr. Sleep, I'm just going to judge this as a movie. Now, The Shining is a great movie. My favorite Stephen King adaptation. Haven't seen this yet. Sorry. And one of my favorite horror movies. And I was looking forward to this. And I enjoyed it. But I said that already. This movie is directed by Mike Flanagan, who also directed Gerald's Game, another Stephen King adaptation I liked. He also edited the movie, which is good because there's no jump cuts or shaky cam. I mean, would you want to watch The Shining with jump cuts or shaky cam? I didn't think so. The only real issues I had were that in the first act, it's kind of slow and a little hard for me to get invested in. I mean, I knew this was going to be kind of a slow burner when I saw it, but I just had a little trouble getting invested. However, during that scene with Jacob Tremblay that was just disturbing, I started to get more invested. And the third act of the movie is mostly, hey, remember The Shining? However, most of the fan service is kept to a minimum, and all that stuff with the Overlook Hotel and the trailers isn't the third act. Throughout most of the movie, it's about Danny. Let's talk about Ewan McGregor. He's great as Dan Torrance. I mean, when isn't he? He's one of the only good things about the prequels. I'm getting off topic here. I'll save my prequel bashing for December. Maybe. He's still dealing with the events of The Shining and has become an alcoholic, but he's learning to overcome it. Ewan McGregor is my favorite thing about this movie. Rebecca Ferguson is really good as Rose the Hat. She's one of the more entertaining and charismatic villains I've seen in the movie this year. I also really liked her ragtag group of villains known as the True Knot, the psychotic cult that vapes from children who have The Shining. This movie also introduces Kylie Curran, I'm not entirely sure, in her first film role as Abra, a young girl who has The Shining and befriends Dan. And I actually enjoyed her. I didn't really find her annoying. I thought she was a pretty good character. The biggest surprise of Dr. Sleep is that barely anyone's going to see it, which is surprising given how much It Chapter 2 and Pet Sematary made, and how much people love The Shining. I don't really get why. In the third act, when they go to the Overlook Hotel, they did an amazing job recreating it. Overall, I really like Dr. Sleep. I would recommend it, and I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. Maybe on rewatch it'll be higher, but I'm sticking with a 4. Next movie I saw was Disney's live-action Lady and the Tramp remake, and it was not great. Now, I've only seen one other live-action remake by Disney, which was the Jungle Book remake, which I also didn't think was that great. Before I watched this movie, I watched the original Lady and the Tramp. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't call it one of my favorite Disney movies. The animation is nice to look at, and it didn't need to be longer than it was. Now on to this. I can see why this isn't in theaters. This feels like it belongs on a streaming service rather than a theater screen. Lady and the Tramp just feels pointless, like the other Disney live-action remakes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This movie is basically Lady and the Tramp, but stretched out to 1 hour and 44 minutes, and by padding it out to that long, the movie just kind of drags. There's stuff added that didn't need to be added. The original Lady and the Tramp was long enough. They also changed stuff from the original for mostly no reason. Like the scene where the tramp makes the beaver remove Lady's muzzle is different here. And Jock was a male in the original, but they decided to go all Rule 63 on him in this one. There's also changes that make the movie more politically correct, even though they're pretty historically incorrect. Like the relationship between Jim Deere and Darling in this movie would not have been allowed in 1910. The songs are different as well. I mean, the music in the original didn't really leave a big impression on me. The only one I actually remember is the Siamese Cat song, and they changed it. They're not even Siamese cats in this one, just generic gray cats. They used real animals while filming, and for the most part the animals look pretty cute. When they don't talk. When the animals talk, it looks rather weird. With animation, the characters can emote and do it really well, but that doesn't translate well to live action. I'm gonna wrap this up. Lady and the Tramp was another pointless addition to Disney's ever-growing library of live-action remakes. It's also just rather dull and forgettable. I don't see it being in the top 10 worst of the year, but I'm gonna give Lady and the Tramp 2.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and if you've seen either of these movies, tell me what you thought, and I'll see you with another video. Hopefully.